Hey guys, Kevin, Muddy River Tactical. Thank you for joining me. Today we have the 1,000 round review of the Springfield Echelon. So when I first got this pistol, I loved it. The first impressions video, if you haven't watched it, we'll put a link in here. I just couldn't wait to keep shooting it. However, after 1,000 rounds, we're going to go over my thoughts and impressions and see if they're still the same as they were the day we got this pistol. Alright guys, we got this pistol about a month ago, and it was one of those guns that I've been more excited about than anything that's been on the market for a long time, mainly because it put a lot of factors from different pistols all together, and what I felt like was a very good combination. It's got some traits of the Walther PDP, a few HK traits, and also that almost a Glock 17 traits to it. So for a duty gun, this thing has a 4.5-inch barrel, has a 17 round mag and a 20 round magazine. It's a perfect defense duty handgun. So there's a lot of things that I liked. The initial impressions, I love the texture on this gun. It's textured in all the right places in my opinion. And after well over 1,000 rounds, we've got about 1,500 rounds through that, because actually we went down, and there'll be some more video in here of today's shooting. I went down to the shooting range to do the video down at the shooting range, and it started raining on us, so I couldn't get the video done. However, once you're at the shooting range, you can't help but shoot some, so we shot about another 500 rounds through this gun, taking it up to about 1,500. And overall, my views of this gun are mostly the same. It's still one of my favorite full-size duty guns on the market. The texture is amazing. The round capacity is amazing. The more you shoot it and the more it breaks in, it just runs super smooth. Recoil impulse is good. The stock sights, co-witness, and I really like that a lot. The trigger on it, I liked when we first got it. However, after shooting even more, it's very, very good. It's not quite a Walther trigger, but it's probably the closest thing to a Walther trigger that I've felt in a very long time, especially in a stock form. And me personally, I'm not a fan of putting a whole bunch of aftermarket stuff on my pistols, especially for defense or concealed carry. I just want something that's 100% reliable. I want to take out all the variables of different trigger springs and all that. I just want to take out all the variables and have a straight, reliable gun that I can count on. And this gun has definitely filled all those boxes for sure. So I've been running it without a light on it. The first shots through it, I've been running a light on it. However, for a duty gun, I just wanted to take out, when you put a light on anything, it takes out some of the recoil because it's weighted better with the light on front of it. So I just wanted to shoot as many rounds as possible through it without that, because there's not everybody that's going to put a light on it just to feel the recoil and how it managed and everything. And it's been very, very good. So the one thing that I will knock this gun for, and honestly it's one of the things that Springfield really felt they did a great job on when they got it, and the thought of it I was super excited about. But this optic ready with the pins and different things in it, I'm just overall not a super fan of. I like that it keeps it sitting low. However, you can see the gaps in there. I don't like the gaps. And overall, I may be wrong, so this is just a personal opinion. The way those pins are in there, I just don't feel as good about that optic being on there personally. And we've got a ton of questions on our first impressions video about guys asking which pins they should really use and having trouble with it. And overall, I think it's a great concept, but I'm not sure it's fully where it needs to be yet. I still would feel way more comfortable if this had, a plate on it or fit direct to what you're mounting on it. I just think it'd give me a lot more peace of mind. With that said, I have not had any problems with it, but it's just a lingering thing in my mind. Everything else on this pistol, I have zero doubts about in the world. 1,500 rounds, it's every kind of ammo you can imagine. Literally, I've shot everything I could find in the safe, even half boxes, just anything, and it's shot everything with no problem. We've shot 115 grain, we've shot heavy 147s, we've shot self-defense rounds, we've shot literally the whole gamut of ammo, and it keeps performing. And the 1,000-round reviews, just so you guys know, I never clean these guns for the 1,000 rounds, just because in my opinion, you should be able to take a gun for 1,000 rounds without cleaning it before it's having issues. Now, that's not saying don't clean your guns. I'm definitely an advocate of keeping your guns clean, but I want to know how it's going to run, because quite frankly, you just never know if it's going to be clean or not, or different circumstances, or dust and dirt. So I just like to give the test that way, where it's giving it a real life environment, because if you take a gun and clean it perfectly every time, which is not real world, unfortunately, it just, with concealed carry, some people just don't clean them enough. So I just want to give the fair impressions, and that hasn't hindered this pistol at all at 1,500 rounds. Now that I've hit 1,500 rounds, I'm definitely going to clean it and lubricate it and everything like you should on all your pistols, but it's performed flawlessly. The slide release on this, it's ambidextrous, which I greatly appreciate as a left-handed shooter. The mag release is ambidextrous, and the mag release works very well. I'm a big fan of it. I was a little bit on the fence about the slide release. It's just kind of a ledge there, and it's the first 500 rounds or so before I'd say it's broke in. It was just a tad bit tough, especially on the left-handed side, so I didn't know how that was going to work. However, after about the 1,000 rounds, especially these last 500 rounds, it's definitely broke in, and it's way easier to manipulate than it was. So I can't say anything bad about that. The texture on it is just absolutely amazing. That's honestly what keeps me shooting this gun. In all honesty, I don't think this gun is better than a lot of different guns on the market. However, I do think they've done the minute details that make it that much better to shoot. Kind of like the Walthers, where they got the better texture. Springfield nailed the texture on this, and just overall, it feels good in your hand. I do, however, feel like if I was going to compare this to the Walther PDP, this has more of the Glock shape, I guess you'd say. So I do find myself, just like when I'm shooting any Glocks, this is the same way. I feel like I'm always, when I draw, I'm always like having to pull down to be correct. And I have that issue with the Glocks, just how this is angled here, where with the Walther PDP, I feel like it's a way more natural feeling. So after shooting a lot of rounds through this, and even the 500 rounds I've shot today through this gun, my wrists are not sore, but I could definitely tell, because I'm always pushing down on it to be right. And it's something that you can overcome by just definitely want to tell you guys my thoughts on that, because not every gun fits everybody's hands. You know, there's some guys, just say Glocks for instance, there's nothing bad you can say about Glocks as far as reliability and stuff. Just some people don't shoot them as well due to this grip angle. And this gun is kind of the same for me in a way. I still shoot my PDP way, way better than this gun. And that's not even accuracy. So if I just slow down and have all the time in the world, I can shoot this gun every bit as accurate. It's not a gun problem at all. But as far as fast target acquisition, as you'll see some of the clips in this video, just going off a shot timer and going from draw to target, I feel like it's super slow. Like I'm always having to push down, compared to with the Walther PDP, which is my personal favorite. It's just up, and it's always right there, where this one I'm always rotating down. So that's just my impressions on this gun. Not taken away from the gun at all. I would still I would rather shoot this than a Glock by tenfold, but it does have some of that Glock characteristic right there that I'm not a super fan of on either pistol. But outside of that angle and the optic mounting that I'm not 100% sold on, this gun's 100%. It's everything I thought it would be. I won't say it's more than I thought it would be, but it's definitely lived up to what it should be, and it's definitely going to continue to be a player in this market for sure. If it was up to me and it was a Glock 17 or Glock 47 versus this, being the same size pistols, I would definitely take the Echelon over the Glock any day. I feel like it's just as reliable and has a lot more stock, you know, the trigger's better, the texturing is better, and the sights are better. Just overall, I feel like it's better than the Glock. However, when you put it up to the Walther PDP, I don't feel like it's better at all. It's close, but it's not better. So in my first impressions video, I said, you know, it may be a contender to go up to the PDP, which a lot of people, including myself, consider one of the best. And it just didn't quite make it there for me personally. But take that with a grain of salt, because a lot of that is just hand size, grip, what you're used to. You know, if you're a diehard Glock guy and shot Glocks for years and you're over that, this is definitely going to be a huge upgrade from that. However, if you're a guy like me that likes the Walther natural grip angle, this is going to be a little harder to get quick target acquisitions on it. And like you'll see, I'll put a couple of videos in here shooting the paper targets and just target transitions. The first shot, but even every transition, I feel like I'm always going down and it's just super slow. Like out of an outside the waistband holster, like what I was using today, I could always get under 1 second first shots. Today I was always like 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, and I just couldn't get it under that without, you know, just working my ass off to do it. And that's just how that grip angle is for me personally. So definitely let me know your thoughts below. Overall, if you're in the market for this gun, I would 100% recommend it. There's, like I said, I got those 2 complaints about it, but overall it is a huge value for the money. You can't get a lot better than it for the money. However, if you're a guy that struggles shooting Glocks or that angle, you're definitely probably gonna struggle with that a little bit. But like I said, if it's a gun that you're gonna shoot all the time, you can definitely overcome it. But for me, it's just kind of one of those things. I already shoot the PDP, the PDP, especially the new F series. I shoot it so good and it's just natural to me that I will probably keep shooting my PDP way more than this gun. I'm definitely gonna keep this gun because I enjoy it, but it's just a struggle. So let me know what you guys think overall. You know, there's going to be guys that love it, there's going to be guys that hate it, but overall you can't argue that it's a great gun and it's got a lot of great features. And I wish more of the market would kind of do what they've done with the Echelon here and kind of combined a lot of the good characteristics out of different guns to make better. You know, this industry is always evolving, and I think that's a great thing. If we can make all these handguns better, that's just more options and everything for everybody, so that everybody can get something that fits them good and go from there. So if you guys need any holsters for your Springfield Echelon, like you've seen in this video, or any other holsters, definitely check us out at muddyrivertactical.com. We're always there to help, or you can email us at support@muddyrivertactical.com with any questions. So until next time, keep practicing and always be prepared.